collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the DX Champion Carrier from Bakuage Sentai Boonboomger. This thing looks really fun and impressive. I think it's kind of funny, like you can see this box is huge, but it's not actually the full size of the box. The flap goes a pretty decent way past just because they wanted to have this big, really impressive front of the box. Now, of course, we have Boon Red in his new form, which I'm assuming is just called Champion form. The Robo combination looming here in the background. And then the two cars that are included, of course, Champion Carrier itself. But we also get the Boon Hydrogen car. So at first I thought it was a water car because it's blue, and I saw H2 and my mind just auto-completed the O at the end. But it's not. It's just hydrogen. It's not H2O, just H2. But in any case, front of the box here looks really fun. I'm loving this. Over here shows how I guess you can stack part of the carrier on top of itself to make it look more like a semi-truck. And then here is the crazy combination we're going to see later on with Boonboomger Robo. Over here, Boon Red again in the new form with the way that it kind of connects into the changer. Over here on the flap, it shows you again how you can like put it in, hit a button, it flips down, gives them their new form. Shows the vehicle mode, Boonboomger Robo, of course, making this crazy giant combo. So this should be a ton of fun. Got your warnings and whatnot down here. Looks like 2 LR44 watch batteries are included, so we don't have to get our own batteries for this one. That's always exciting. And nothing really going on the bottom there. So really fun box. Loving this. This front of the box I just think is so striking and looks really fantastic. But let's go ahead. Let's get everything out of the box so we can take a closer look. So here's everything you get in the box. We'll start over here with the main cab section of the Champion Carrier. This has the red wheels and all the electronics are in this section as well. You can see there's a little button on top here which can be depressed when you bring this around and it kind of pushes it down. Honestly, you can just press the button yourself. So we'll do that in the changer later on, but that's basically it. You attach it to the changer, you hit the you hit the button 3 times, then you attach it to the changer, and then they tell you to pull this up, or I guess technically when it's attached you're flipping it down, but all it's doing is hitting the button a 4th time, so you don't have to flip it around, I guess, if you don't want to. But some nice paint applications here. I believe that is a sticker, but that comes pre-applied and that looks pretty sharp. Some nice gold here, a little bit of red. All of that looking very sharp. Here's the battery compartment where you pull the tab out. If you would ever need to replace the batteries, you would just unscrew that, and they are housed inside there. Otherwise, you know, pretty standard. The white on the front, I think, looks pretty good. Black, I think it's just a piece of black plastic for the window there, but it works. Everything looks sharp. Next up, we have some trailer pieces. This one has the blue and orange tires. Now, you may be noticing that they do not spin. There is a little wheel piece underneath here that does the spinning for them. That's a little bit of a bummer. It is nice that the red ones on the front here do spin, so that's something, but same here for the black and pink one. The wheels, they're nicely painted. Everything looks sharp, but yeah, the wheels don't spin. They have a little wheel piece there. So basically what you do is you take this, and then you plug these 2 pieces here, plug into the top here, like so. There's your first part. Then you're going to come over here and you can see how these 2 pieces clearly go together. So you always want these 2 to kind of be next to each other, but not facing each other, if that makes sense, and I'll show you why in a moment. And then you get to these 2 pieces, which are pretty much the same thing. I think maybe they angle differently when you open them, which side. You can tell that, like, there's the black pin and that one doesn't have a pin, so you can tell that this side opens up. But they're pretty much mirror images of each other. What you're going to do is take this, and this connection down here, you can see this is just meant to kind of sit over top of these, but you're going to connect this like this. And then what I think is funny is in the instructions, it tells you to connect them like this. It shows you specifically this end and this end, and it says to connect them. But if you do that, this is going to be floating up in the sky. As you can see, they don't match. And also you would have these not next to each other. And then literally in the next picture, it shows them connected like this. And you can see the connection there makes absolute more sense. And it will have it lay flat on the ground. So I just thought that was funny. I mean, you know, I'm sure they can fix it because they're all electronic directions at this point. But It definitely can. In the first picture, it tells you to connect this backwards, which makes no sense and doesn't really work. And then in the next picture, it shows them connected like this. So this is the right way. So this is your champion carrier. It is very long. It is very thin. It is just about wide enough for, you know, to put a car on all of these. Here is Boom Boom Trailer for a size comparison. So you can see Boom Boom Trailer probably hits like 3 of the cars, I would say. Pretty much exactly. And then you have another car and the trailer, or the cab rather. So I think that's so funny that it's that much longer. But anyway, we'll take Boom Boom Trailer out of there. Connect this back together. And basically each one of these sections is somewhere where you can connect a car. So you can slide this on here. And I didn't really talk about this yet, but this is the Boom Boom Hydrogen car, which is just a translucent blue version of Patakar 2. But it looks cool. I really like it. You know, I have a couple little paint applications. Not too many. A little bit of gold up here on the front. But I think it's fun. The translucent blue works well. And again, because it's blue, I thought it was H2O, but no, it's just hydrogen. So it's just H2. And then it has the rail system. We'll check it out in the changer and everything a little bit later on. But it's cool. I like it. Translucent blue. You can connect it on here. Any of these places. So I'm going to bring in some other cars and we'll just kind of load this up for fun. Now the one thing is, when you go to try to put like this on, there's not going to be clearance. So you have to like disconnect this, connect it, and then you can pop it back on like that. And same for this, you'll probably have to disconnect the cab, slide that on, and then connect it. So should be no issue, but yeah, you can fit 4 cars on there, which is pretty cool. Now obviously you'd probably want to do the other team members' cars, but I just put these 4 on here for funsies. I mean, obviously I do have off-road, but now the other thing you can do, you can take this and slide this on here, and you'll probably have to disconnect this again. Slide this one over here, and then connect this all together, and then connect this back on here. And now it kind of looks like a more traditional tractor trailer, you know, with a much larger trailer. So you can either do the flatbed with the 4 cars. You can stack it like this if you want to kind of minimize the space that it takes up. But you absolutely can still connect cars to the top if you want. So you have some options, which I think is fun. I think that's kind of cool. I kind of like it better in this mode just because I feel like it works more as like a traditional tractor trailer in this orientation. But the long bed carrier is also cool if you want to maximize how many cars that you can attach. And then again, when you have it in this mode, I would say it's about the same length as Boom Boom Trailer. Pretty darn close anyway. So yeah, really cool. I like how you can have a couple different, you know, versions of this if you like. Pretty fun. So before we get to the big robo combination, I figured we'd try these out in the changer. So we are going to take this and hit the button on top 3 times. Goes into like a standby music. And then we just flip this around. Honestly, all of the sounds are coming from this. You don't really need the changer. I mean, I think there's a connection sound when you attach it to the changer, but everything is coming from this. So you hit the button 3 times, you connect it on here. When you flip this around, all it's doing, this piece is now depressing the button on the cab a 4th time. So all of the sounds can be gotten from this without the changer for that transformation. Now, there is a sound if I hit this 3 times. So if you hit it 3 times, you get that super Bakuage finish, which is kind of cool. But honestly, most of the sounds you can get from this on its own. If you don't have the changer, you can still enjoy, for the most part, pretty much everything that has to offer. Next up, we will try the hydrogen car. So it sounds like it's saying supercar, at least that's what I thought at first. But actually it's saying suiku car, which is, suiku is hydrogen in Japanese. Unfortunately, the rest of the sounds are a little lackluster. Alright, so we'll go ahead and try it in the booster as well. Sound effects should pretty much be exactly the same because, again, most of them are coming from the cab. So that's cool. Get a special attack on that as well, and it is different from the changer, so that's always fun. And then we'll try this. Some bird chirping sounds there. Interesting. And since we will need it for the transformation, we'll go ahead and take hydrogen, attach it to this, and pop it through the gate so it transforms. And you probably barely tell anything happened, but these 2 little cannons did flip out from the front. Again, it is exactly just a repaint, well, not really repaint, but a recolor of Patakar 2, so it's going to split apart in the exact same way. And then you're going to flip these around to form the dual blasters. It would help if I come at it from the right angle, probably. There we go. Flip this around and pop this out, and there we go. We have our dual blasters. Alright, so we have Boonboomger Robo here, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the cab, and we're going to extend this 90 degrees so it was like this in cab mode, and you're just going to flip it up to there. Then what you have to do is split him down the middle here, and these will wing out to the side. Although, unfortunately, these black pieces won't get out of the way. Now, in here, way right here, there is a little spot to slide something on, and you're actually going to slide on this piece right here. You can see that there's a little track. So this is going to slide up. You put that on the track, and then that slides up. So that's a little bit of a spoiler for when we're done, but if I don't do that, when you first connect this, that standby music will just play and play and play and play until you hit the button again. And I wish it was like the last step, and then you could hit the button, and it would be like, hooray, that's cool. And we can still play the sound again when we're done, but this is the first step, and there's still a lot to do, and so I don't want to hear that standby music over and over and over again, so we're just going to hit the button again to stop it, close this up, make sure this is all good, and then we're just going to leave this up for now. When we press it down again, it will play the sound again. You just, if you're fast enough and you can get everything attached by the time the standby music ends, great, but for the purposes of this video, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, so he slides up in there, you close the legs back, and then you just leave this hanging out for now. Next up, we're going to take these 2 pieces that were kind of on the end of the carrier that look almost identical, and we're going to open them up like so. And these are going to form shoes for Boonboomger Robo. Now what you have to do, you have to come over here to this connection piece, and you have to rotate this 180 degrees. Otherwise you'll be trying to pop it on and it won't be able to do so because this is the part that's closed off. Then you can slide it onto this track right inside here. Did I do that? Yes. So that'll click into place, and then they just kind of sit in there. There's nothing on the bottom that like connects to the bottom of the foot or anything like that, so you just have the one connection spot, but it works. It's enough to keep it together. So pop that on there. That'll click into place, and then we have some nice shoes. Shifting focus now up towards the top, we're going to take these two pieces. We are going to open them up like this, and they will eventually hit like a natural stopping point. You can kind of see, I don't know if you can see it that well, but you can see that there's kind of like a little lip right there on the plastic of the black piece, so that it knows when to kind of stop, and it can't go any further than that. So once you have that, you're going to flip this piece up as far as you can, and then this is going to slide onto the shoulder, just like that. Then we're going to take this piece and do the exact same thing. That will stop, this will flip up, and then this will slide on like so. Then we are going to take these tiny little pieces right in here and flip them down around the face to form a face mask, which I think is hysterical, and actually it just works really well. Like, it's so well hidden to the point that I can't get it out of here. Come on now. There we go. So pop that in. That will form a new little face mask, which I think is really cool. I'll see if I can get in there a little bit tighter. But it works pretty well. I mean, it just folds right over top of the old face, but I think it works pretty well. And then it uses the red from Boonboomger Robo, since that isn't part of the trailer, and it just works perfectly. It's really nice. The last step, of course, is to take our two guns, or gun halves, and they just have these little spots right here up top. They just kind of drop in there and sit. They don't really peg in super tightly. I tried to like push it down further, but I don't think it will go. Maybe I'm wrong. And I kind of don't want to break it, but they kind of just sit in there. They won't fall, I don't think. And I guess if you wanted to angle them up using the handle of the gun itself, you can. But yeah, they just kind of rest in there. They don't snap in or anything like that. So now, our last step is to swing this down. So that's doing sound effects from, because it's not doing the full combination sound because we already did that, but if we keep hitting this, eventually we'll get there. Maybe not. Maybe I have to disconnect it. We'll see if I can do this without too much effort. No, that's not going to work because these have to swing around. So yeah, it's kind of annoying in the fact that the sound you want to play when it's fully done, you know, that standby music will go on forever. So I guess if you get everything ready and attach everything really quickly, you know, like I guess technically, let me see, maybe I'll try to slide this off. But then you have to worry about this piece of the face catching. There we go. So we have to pop that up. See if we can, this is going to fall out, so we'll take that out. We'll pop this up. All right, I'm going to get this. We're going to have this dramatic effect. All right, I can leave the, should be able to leave the shoes on. But now they run into these. Gosh, this is kind of annoying. All right, we're going to get this. We're going to do it. That's it. That's the full form. No, I hit it while I was trying to close it up again. So, like I said, this is just, I get it, but it's just not well executed. All right, don't hit it. What am I doing? Now I'm all turned around. We did it. There we go. So as you can see, it's kind of an ordeal. And I like the fact that it has standby music and then there's a cool declaration of the robot when you're done. But the fact that you have to do that first and then quick attach everything else, not to mention it's so easy to knock this while you're trying to close up the legs, it's just not really wonderfully executed. Either they'd have to give you like twice as long with the standby music before it times out, or maybe there would be some way where, just don't do standby music, and that way I could just attach it, and then just the first time I drop this down, it would just do it, and I wouldn't feel pressured or, have to get this done quickly before the music runs out. So either axe the standby music or double it, and then, when you're ready, pop this down and get your cool declaration of the robo. All that aside, I think this is cool. I do think this is kind of cool. We have, the 5 tires across the front. I think that looks good. I do like the new robot face. I think it's kind of a funny way to have that, angular pop down, but they meet really well. The face looks good. You have the cannons here. I kind of wish they snapped in a little bit more securely, but they don't. Not a big deal. Not impossible. These pieces are cool, and you can still attach, like if you want to go ahead and attach, more cars on here for power-ups or something, or if you want to, I think these move around, right? Yeah. So if you wanted to, like, pop this out as a sword and then have that facing forward, or attach some more blasters or something like that, you certainly can. Same with down here. So I think that's kind of cool. So you can really load this up. I said down here, but you guys can't see that. Down here on the legs. There you go. There you go. So you can load this up with all kinds of weapons, do some crazy stuff. Should be pretty cool. I really like this one a lot. I mean, maybe it's the blue. Blue's my favorite color, so maybe I'm a little biased. But I just think this one's a little bit more fun than 119. Just my personal opinion. That one wasn't bad. Don't get me wrong. I did like that one too. But I think this one's a little bit cooler. And again, you could switch out the hands too. You don't have to use Boonboomger Robo default hands. But, yeah, kind of fun. I like this combo. I think this is a really fun release. I really like the champion carrier. I like how you can have, like, the long, car carrier mode. You can have kind of the more traditional semi mode with the trailer. I think that's kind of neat. It has its own sound effects. I think it's cool that even if you don't have the changer, you can kind of still get most of the sound effects out of this by just hitting the button on the top multiple times. The changer and the booster do have that kind of unique attack sound if you hit it 3 times after you connect, so that's kind of cool. Then you have the hydrogen car, which I think is a really nice translucent variant. I think this translucent blue looks really good. Has the little bit of gold paint on there, which I think looks really sharp, so definitely very happy to have that. Yeah, I just think it's a fun release. I think there's a lot of good playability here. Multiple versions of the trailer. The connection with the robot I think is really cool, and also lends, ways for other cars to still connect after they're combined, which is really fun. My only real complaint about the whole thing is it's a little skinny. It's not terrible, but I kind of wish it was a little bit wider, similar to, Boom Boom trailer. But again, it has to work properly with the combination, so it's really not that big a deal at the end of the day. Just definitely struck me as a little bit smaller and skinnier than I was expecting. And that whole standby music thing when you're doing the robot combination, I love it in theory. I really do. Standby music, flip it down, have it declare the name of the robot. Typically, I love all that stuff. And I do like it here. The combination is a little convoluted, and to like get it all done in that standby music. I guess if you had all the pieces ready, you could get it done, but I don't know. I mean, I guess you could just let it run out and then hit the thing and it'll still do the right sound effect, but in any case, lengthen it or get rid of the standby music and then just let me activate it when I want to. That's where I'm at, but a stupid complaint, a little nitpick. Certainly not taking away from the toy. I think it's a lot of fun. Definitely recommend checking it out, especially if you've been collecting all the Boom Boom cars up to this point. definitely going to want to grab this one. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, thank you so much for watching.